Alrighty, guys, we did a segment where we ranked every single MCU upcoming project by anticipation, so it only seems fair that we do the same for the DCU. So let's do that. I mean, let's not waste any more time. Let's dive right in. Let's rank the DCU upcoming projects by anticipation. However, I have to give a big caveat here. We are not going to be ranking every single DCU project that's been confirmed to be in some kind of production, because there are a lot of DCU projects, movies or shows, that have, yes, been technically confirmed to be in production, meaning they were announced, and some of them even have directors and writers attached to them. That being said, some of them seem like they're so far away that we just don't know anything about them. In fact, some of them might even be canceled. We got confirmation a while ago that James Gunn actually canceled one of the upcoming DCU projects that he had announced at one point. He didn't say which one, so we don't know. We can only speculate on that. But he's canceled one of them because he just wasn't happy with the script, and that's fine. That is what it is. But the fact remains that as I was making this list, as I was compiling every single upcoming DCU project here, I just looked at the list and went, basically every single one in the bottom half, the bottom 5 or 6, and we'll kind of talk, I'm not going to list every single one, but we're going to kind of talk through the kinds of projects we're not going to discuss today. I was like, I don't know what to say about it other than, yeah, I'm curious, but I don't know what to expect. So projects like The Authority, projects like Waller, projects like Booster Gold, we don't know anything about these projects, and so they're not going to be on this list. And you guys can argue with me in the comments below. That's totally fine. I can paste in a list, in the comments if you want the full list at some point. But again, it's just, I don't know what else to say about those projects except I guess I'm excited about it, but I don't know anything else. So we'll have to see. So anyways, this list is only going to comprise 6 projects, which you might be like, that's crazy. Why didn't you include more projects? Fair, totally fair. But I'm only including 6 projects here that I believe are substantively in some kind of development. And you guys can argue with me with a couple of these inclusions, but these are the 6 projects that I thought would just be interesting to talk about, honestly. And again, are in some kind of substantive level of production. We could, talk about Creature Commandos Season 2. We could talk about Swamp Thing, which we haven't heard anything about. And it doesn't look like that's coming out for 6 years. We haven't heard anything about Booster Gold, Teen Titans, The Authority, Sergeant Rock, Bane and Deathstroke, Mr. Miracle. There are so many of these DCU projects that if I put on the list, I'd be like, I don't know. And it's one thing to be like that and say, yeah, it's coming out in 5 years and I have no idea to talk about. Because it's not like the MCU, for example, where, in 5 years you're getting Avengers Kang Dynasty and you're like, okay, I can kind of see what's being set up there. Or in 5 years you're getting Shang-Chi 2, based on an original property. This is just, I'm taking shots at the dark here. So 6 projects here to talk about ranking from least excited to most excited. But I'm excited for pretty much all of these, to be fair. So number 6 on this list is Wonder Woman. And again, you might be saying, why is Wonder Woman on this list and some other projects aren't? Because Wonder Woman is kind of barely in development. Fair. It has a script, though. It has a finished script. It has a writer, Anna Noguera, who is the writer for Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. And really, I think that's what is hindering my excitement, because I just don't know what Supergirl is going to turn into. If Supergirl is a disaster, and I hope it's not, I really hope it's not, but if it's a disaster, then I'm not going to be very excited for Wonder Woman, right? I don't think a lot of us are going to be. And that's just, what is going to happen because of expectations, right? If Supergirl is amazing, though, well, then I think we're all going to be pretty excited for Wonder Woman. So it's just sort of and it also depends on who they're going to cast. I mean, Adria Arjona is the fan casting, but fan castings don't always turn out to be the right castings, right? John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. I think we all were kind of clamoring for that. And based on the Fantastic Four movie that we got, I personally don't think John Krasinski would have been the best choice for that. You guys can disagree with me in the comments, but I personally don't think so. So sometimes the fan casting is not the right casting. And so we'll have to see with this Wonder Woman reboot. Number 5, Super Family. Again, you can argue with me. This movie doesn't have a script. This movie doesn't even have a cast. James Gunn is writing it, and it is pretty much confirmed to be happening. And it looks like it's going to be one of the next projects up in the DCU slate. So Super Family, whatever this is, again, very similar logic to Wonder Woman. Supergirl, whatever happens with Supergirl, if it's really good, I'm going to be super excited for Super Family, because I'm assuming it's a Superman, Supergirl team-up movie, so that's exciting. If Supergirl is pretty bad, well, then this movie is going to move a lot lower into the ranking. So Super Family is at number 5. Number 4, Batman, Brave and the Bold. I don't know what to make of this movie, to be frank. I personally am a fan of the darker Matt Reeves sort of Batman universe kind of Batman, and even the Christopher Nolan relatively dark, but even still lighter than the Batman universe, Batman kind of movies. I don't know if this is going to be a goofier Batman movie, which again can work. But when you're introducing the Bat family, when you're introducing Damian Wayne and Robin, and I don't know. The only context I've seen Damian Wayne in is what is it, Harley Quinn, and that's obviously a comedy. So I don't know what to make of this movie. Also, it's kind of going through some production troubles, I think, with the script and whatnot. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of this kind of iteration of Batman. Again, the casting is going to have everything to do with it, and we will see from there. Do you guys kind of see what I'm saying, though? It's like if I said something about Swamp Thing, it's like, yeah, I like James Mangold, but I don't know who's going to be Swamp Thing. And so anyways, and also we don't know when Swamp Thing is going to happen. So there is that. Number 3, Clayface. I will admit, Clayface is not the kind of movie that I would usually be excited for. It's a horror movie. It's a body horror movie. And while I respect very much the quality of filmmaking for The Substance, the movie that came out last year, the Oscar-nominated movie, hated the watching experience because it's just not for me. It's just not the kind of medium for me. That being said, you got the right people for it. Mike Flanagan is a horror legend in the movie industry space, and it looks like the movie knows what it's going to be. I think Tom Rhys-Harries has been cast as Clayface. We know that. And I think that there's something very interesting that they could do here with the character of shapeshifting and body dysmorphia, kind of tackling those kinds of themes. So I think that Clayface is something where I'm very curious about. Very, very curious about. Number 2 is Supergirl. I think Supergirl has all the makings to be a very fun space opera, sci-fi adventure, in the vein of I don't know what in the vein of what, but I think it's going to be irreverent. I mean, you saw, spoiler alert, at the end of Superman, you saw who the kind of character that Supergirl is going to be, so that's exciting to see. What that could turn into, but also I just think Millie Alcock is a great actress, and I think that they have a lot of confidence in this movie. And if they have confidence in the movie, I think I get more excited about that. So there's number 2, Supergirl. Number 1, Lanterns. I think out of all the projects coming up, Lantern seems like the most slam dunk. First of all, it is being treated like an HBO proper series. And HBO series tend not to miss. They tend to be really the paragon of quality in terms of TV shows these days. And on top of that, Jon Stewart, great. You got a great casting choice for Jon Stewart with Aaron Pierre. Kyle Chandler looks like a great Hal Jordan. That's awesome. Guy Gardner is going to show up again. I don't know what Nathan Fillion's going to do there, but I love the idea of a true detective crime thriller set on Earth just in the setting of Lanterns. I love when science fiction can take really grounded and normal and human stories and just add in a sprinkle of science fiction. I'm not saying that, the Green Lanterns are not going to have space adventures and they're not going to show off their powers with the rings and whatnot. But I'm just saying that I love the idea that it's still grounded in this detective story, which I think is going to be really, really exciting. So I am very, 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 very excited for Lanterns. And guys, those are the 6 projects that I have listed here upcoming in the DCU. Again, acknowledge that we could have talked about Swamp Thing, we could have talked about Sergeant Rock and Bane and Deathstroke and Teen Titans and the animated Blue Beetle series. We just don't know anything about them. There's just, to be fair, I could have listed all 10 of those projects at the bottom 10 of this ranking and just said, I don't know, maybe. So again, you guys can argue with me in the comments and let me know that you guys have been waiting for a Booster Gold series for your entire life. And if so, I'm excited for you guys. And I hope that series turns out to be everything that you guys were hoping for. So anyways, let me know what your ranking of these 6 projects would be, and if you want to include any of the other ones, go for it. Let me know in the comments down below.